Guys, I'm back. I'm sorry I've been gone. It's been about 2 or 3 days. It's been a long week, but obviously I don't do this for a living, and I just try to get on here whenever I can and give you guys the news or whatever's in the news today. And as you know, as you see from the title, we're going to be going over a video from Piers Morgan, and of course, with the nature of politics right about now, with Kirk's death and just really emotions being high among the left and right. His show is being just popping up on my feed a lot, and I've watched really all the videos about Kirk this week, and it's just getting crazy. But before we get into that video, I've been gone for a while, but I will get over. I will try to get to everything. No right-wing misinformation left behind, right? Whether that be what happened this week. Obviously, a lot of crazy stuff. Of course, what we were expecting. Let's just think. Megyn Kelly blaming Barack Obama for everybody in the country being divided. Barack Obama hasn't been the president in like 9 or 8 years, which is crazy. So let's look at something between those years that divided everybody, but she doesn't want to do that. Whether it be Nancy Mace using the T slur on Don Lemon's show, or in front of in Washington D.C., wherever they were, Anna Kasparian, basically a right-wing pundit in my eyes at this point, going crazy on Destiny for not condemning Charlie Kirk's murder, but when Donald Trump doesn't want to condemn the murder, or wants to say, "What do you think about Charlie Kirk's murder? How are you holding up?" He's like, "Great." He's like, "Good, I think. Anyways, my ballroom over there. Why don't you guys ask me about that question? About that?" Basically, just throwing Kirk's death out the window. Anna Kasparian didn't say shit. Literally, I mean, it's crazy. These people have no morals. They don't hold their side to any moral standard, or even just them denying all the government statistics, your own government statistics saying right-wing violence is 3 times more likely than left-wing violence. But somehow it's all the left. The video of JD Vance this week of him saying, both sides have their radicals, but the left wing is definitely the worst one, and he has no statistics to back that up, and it's just crazy. And even this video we're about to go over, Jillian Michaels, the woman that tried to downplay slavery on CNN, obviously we all seen the clip. I think I went over that clip on my YouTube channel. I actually don't know 100% if I did or not, but I watched that video, and it's her on there saying, black people weren't the only people enslaved, and we were all enslaved. What family member did you have that was enslaved? And if they were, it was more than 1,000 years ago, and they were enslaved by their own people. They were enslaved by white people. If so, there was no other ethnic group that enslaved your people. It would be your own people enslaving your people. Black people in the United States were oppressed less than 70 years ago. Not even 100 years ago, less than 70 years ago, the Civil Rights Act got passed in 1962, and that was 63 years ago. What are you talking about? Why are you trying to downplay slavery? Who was the beneficiary of slavery? And you have a black child. Oh my God! Everybody pray for that child. Everybody pray for that child. I mean, just listen to her. Just listen. I mean, it's just mind-boggling. And then she goes on to try to basically, modernize Charlie Kirk's stances. When I forgot the other brother's name on this show, but he absolutely cooked her. But she's trying to defend Kirk, saying blacks are better in the 1940s. The Civil Rights Act was bad. You're trying to defend this? You have a black child? Oh my Lord, pray for that child. But we're going to be going over all of that. We're going to try to get to all of that. It's going to be a lot of Piers Morgan videos. Shout out Piers Morgan, kind of. Obviously, he, I'm not going to say it's his fault or he's trying to, but he obviously profits off this big of a drama in United States politics. He uploads a video, and as soon as you see it, that shit has 200K views and within 30 minutes, and then the next day it has a mill. All right, guys, here it is. This is the video. We got Lucas Bane is his name. I forgot his name, but Lucas Bane is his name. It's my first time seeing him, honestly, and he actually cooked her. So let's get into it. And I forgot, even Megyn Kelly on this show. What was it? She is basically saying the Democrats, Charlie's blood is on their hands. They are still doing this. Her, Nancy Mace, Matt Walsh, whatever it is, whatever right wing pundit, whatever, pick your right winger. They're all saying to basically blaming the Democrats on this shit. It's absolutely wild, and they try to say the left are the ones doing the violence, right? But let's get into it.
I find this exceptionally sad because, Lucas, you talk about how hurt you were and how offended you were by such despicable...
This is, by the way, before this, I just want to preface, because I'm not going to go back to keep the video as short as possible. But Lucas, the guy on the far right, is basically, he just posted a bunch of memes about Kirk, whether it be, maybe you can see it on here. It's like Charlie Kirk versus a bullet, and God works in mysterious ways and stuff like that. She's triggered, but I didn't see Jillian Michaels say anything when people like Laura Loomer were celebrating George Floyd, saying that when on his 5-year anniversary of being dead, or whatever they want to say, they posted pictures of 5 years of being sober because of the fentanyl thing, whatever, you guys know. But let's continue here.
Things, and then you became the thing that you found the most repulsive, which is alarming, and as I mentioned, deeply saddening. I would be more than happy to litigate some of Charlie's positions for you. I abjectly...
I don't think I need any litigation from a woman who tried to downplay slavery, who tried to all lives matter slavery after she purchased a black child. That's what I would argue. I don't think you need to, as far as litigate anything.
Would you like to discuss it?
Okay.
Because the reality of the situation is that what I gave you, whether you like it or not, is a fact from the 1860 census. And the point is not to downplay slavery.
It is actually a bastardization of actual history. What you cited was inaccurate. You can actually look it up. I don't know if you did. I doubt you do your due diligence. You clearly did not, because in that study that you're citing, in the study that I'm discussing it right now, in the study that you're citing, it takes into account not only the slaves, it takes into account the northern states and the southern states. So to try and implement, or to say this all lives matter when it comes to slavery, which is abhorrent and in extreme contradiction to American history, especially in this country as chattel slavery as Black Americans, is abhorrent and perverse, especially you, who is the mother of a Black child, who she purchased.
Right.
Other people
is my
adopt.
turn to talk?
You purchased.
Is it?
By all means.
How did I? Okay, well, I'm not quite sure what you mean by purchase. She's adopted, and it is illegal to purchase a child.
Did you pay to get that child?
No, I paid the adoption agency fees to do my home study.
It was absolutely okay.
I paid the adoption agency like you
so then there
pay
was a
to
process
adopt a
of payment.
child.
I believe that other people adopt.
Adoption agency. Okay, you're wrong, and that's defamation.
I'm literally right as you're saying that you paid to an adoption agency.
You're literally wrong, and it's this kind of
literally correct.
You know what you are. You know what you are, Lucas.
Technically, Lucas is right. I don't know how adoption works, if I'm being completely honest. But technically, yeah, she did pay. Obviously, you have to pay. I don't know if some adoptions you don't have to pay. You just go up and you get a kid. I don't know how that works. And I don't know if that's how it works. But, technically, yeah, you had to pay to get the child. So you did purchase the child. But the other thing that they were talking about, I mean, just go watch the CNN video or watch my video that I did on it. I'm pretty sure I did. I mean, it was ridiculous. Abby Phillips called her out perfectly. She's just simply downplaying slavery, that everybody was enslaved, or less than 3% of people had slaves, and literally 100% of Black people were affected by slavery. Like, who cares if that is, let's just say we give it to her that only 3% of the white population had slaves, which is obviously bullshit. I mean, come on. Who believes that? Who believes that stat? But let's give it to her. Let's give her that stat. That doesn't mean they weren't oppressed by laws. I mean, like, are you serious? I mean, they would lynch them for walking down the street if they saw a black man. I mean, come on. Emmett Till was lynched for talking to a white girl in 1942. What do you think they would do to a black man in 1860 just walking freely down the street? Like, come on, bro.
Is you downplaying slavery?
Especially if she's talking about American history. I mean, it's just no. And I mean, there's no argument. If it's just American history, I mean, like, come on. Don't even give me that shit. And you have a black child? Jesus.
That's what I think is
Let me jump in here, Lucas.
Let
me jump in here, Lucas.
That's literally what you did.
Seems to me, Lucas, you've decided to be just as offensive as you want to be. You're now attacking people who adopt children, which is one of the most selfless things that any human being could do, actually.
This is literally what the right did to Dave Rubin, is it not?
Fine, but what you're doing is just trying to be as offensive as possible whilst masquerading under this umbrella of, well, everybody else is offensive, so that's why I'm doing it, to expose all the hypocrisy. But Gillian is right. Gillian is right that actually you have descended. The way you've just gone after Gillian. You know what, Lucas?
The only way we can unify people is for people to understand the harms that they've done.
You have targeted Gillian for adopting a child. That is despicable. Let me bring in Riley Gaines.
I targeted Gillian for adopting a black child after she downplayed slavery, which I think is contradictory.
You attacked her for adopting a child.
I mean, let's not misconstrue my words that I'm saying.
Oh, I heard your words. Let me bring in Riley.
You're misinterpreting.
Let me bring in Riley Gaines here.
Sure, buddy.
Riley, you've been waiting patiently.
Great rebuttal, Gillian.
Okay, can you please let the others speak, please? Okay.
I wasn't actually allowed to talk, Lucas, but I'm more than happy actually to have you on my podcast.
That's because anything comes out of your mouth is back.
We can discuss all of it.
All right, let me bring in.
Well, if you'd like to come on my podcast, I would be more than happy to give you a platform.
That's a different podcast for a different time.
More than willing to have discourse.
Okay, you know what?
Honor Charlie Kirk,
if you're willing for discourse, let Riley Gaines speak. Riley, what is your view of what you've been hearing?
I mean, honestly, like, it makes me feel tearful. Like, I have experienced all of the emotions over the past week. It has been, to the day, 7 days. I think initially starting with total shock and disbelief and honestly confusion. I've been so blessed in my life to not have been surrounded by death much in my family. I haven't lost really anyone close to me. Charlie was a friend, a mentor of mine. He's who ultimately I attribute to giving me my voice, the platform that I have. I attribute.
But every time I look at Riley Gaines, I'm like, you're literally like, all you're here is because you like came in sixth in some swim meet or some shit, and then since you came in sixth, once you got out the pool, you started bitching and complaining about this transgender that was in the race. Now, I don't believe that transgender women should be in women's sports, but like, you came in sixth, bro. Go sit down. Go sit down somewhere. You came in sixth, and you're still crying about it today. Every time I see Riley Gaines, she talks about that swim meet, dude. I swear it's that one specific race that she did. Like, why do I hear, like, I even know the transgender woman's name, Leah Thomas. Like, I don't know any swimmer or anything. Like that's crazy. That's crazy, guys. I don't know any swimmer. The only swimmer I know is Michael Phelps, but it's been so hammered on Piers Morgan show or wherever I see her. It's just Leah Thomas this, Leah Thomas that, Leah Thomas, and it's like, bro, shut up. Like, how many times are we gonna do it? How many times you have TDS, Trains Derangement Syndrome. Okay, you actually have TDS. Okay, instead of calling us, we have TDS. You actually have TDS. Like, this is crazy.
Beat that to Turning Point USA to Charlie Kirk. So to lose a friend like that, like, I have gone through all the emotions, but to sit here today and listen to the discussions that we have seen, I think particularly from Lucas, whether it was about the memes that were posted, whether it was about Gillian adopting a black child. I mean, I am just like in total disbelief, disarray.
Oh,
how have we reached a point where these are the discussions that we're having, and on a national stage here? Like, we have Democratic elected officials who are celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk, the best and most effective
not true
debater of our time.
All they do is lie.
Activist, really. I think debater is really downplaying.
That's not true.
Ultimately.
Pierce, she's lying.
Yes.
In what way?
What is the lie?
Name me one prominent.
there?
Name me what? Hey, Riley, name me one prominent Democrat that has celebrated the death. And I find it very interesting. You've made a living attacking transgenders. You've made millions of dollars across the country doing that.
I didn't ask for this.
If you truly care about,
Cap.
if you, I didn't
ask for the
I'm sorry
position
you lost
I'm
your
in.
friend.
Lie.
Okay, hold on a second. Yes, in this case, you have. You've made millions of dollars profiting, going across the country. You've made a lot of money and you've made a name for yourself. Nobody knows who you are as a college swimmer unless you're attacking transgenders. Now, if you care about children, then why have you not criticized Donald Trump? If you care about children and women, then why have you not gone after Donald Trump for not bringing out the Epstein files? If you care about children, why don't you talk about gun control? I'm happy that transgender is out of that volleyball tournament, okay? But there's more important things that we should be talking about, and you've profited off of attacking transgenders with your hatred towards transgender people. Nobody knows who you are as a college swimmer. People know who you are because you go around the country attacking transgenders, Riley. That's who you are.
Actually, what she's done, Brian, very heroically, in my opinion.
The very right-wing moderator, okay?
Rights to fairness, equality, and safety. Something that I'm very surprised to hear that you, on the left, do not wholeheartedly endorse and agree with.
Riley Gaines, oh my God.
Pierce, let me
Riley Gaines diminishes trans people all over the place. She doesn't just talk about Leah Thomas. I mean, we've all seen Riley Gaines' even when she went on college campuses with Charlie Kirk, she wouldn't talk until a trans thing came up. Like she doesn't actually know about anything. I think we've been over this on this channel too as well. I mean, she doesn't know about anything besides trans issues. And she's only on this thing because she was friends with Charlie Kirk. She doesn't know anything else. Like, I'm sorry, she just doesn't. She's literally incompetent.
On to what you just said.
Sure.
If in fact Riley Gaines, by the way, Pierce, I've had this conversation on your show about transgenders.
Yeah.
I don't think transgender women should be competing with women on the playing field.
So you agree with her?
However, I do. But here's my problem with Riley.
What are you talking about?
She doesn't talk about the... let me explain. She doesn't talk about the non-release of the Epstein files and real victims of sexual abuse. She doesn't criticize Donald Trump. She doesn't talk about how flags weren't at half-mast after children are massacred in schools.
Do you talk about... Okay, let me ask you.
Transgender.
Let me ask you.
She definitely doesn't... she doesn't condemn Donald Trump about anything, or neither does any right-winger, but I'm going to skip it now, and you guys are going to come to the next clip of... more substance, because this is just a lot of talking. All right, guys, here it is. This is more of what the bulk of what I wanted to get into without it getting too lengthy and too long of a video. And this is more of the substance of what I wanted to get into. So let's get into it here.
Talk about Charlie Kirk, and I would certainly welcome that with Jillian, and I have some questions for her if we have the time.
Well, ask her now.
Okay.
Well, Jillian, hi, Jillian. I agree with you. I think respectful conversation and political discourse is good. It's one thing I have in common with Charlie Kirk. Here's what I would say, ask you about. The day Paul Pelosi was bludgeoned with a hammer, the day after that, Charlie Kirk went on his podcast. He made jokes about it. And on his show, he asked his listeners to donate to the person who tried to kill Paul Pelosi. Are you willing to admit that that's also wrong? Because Charlie Kirk did that on his show.
If Charlie did that, I 100% agree with you. I haven't seen that. A lot of the stuff that I have seen and experienced with Charlie, he advocates consistently against violence.
He just doesn't, though. He doesn't. She just admitted that she didn't know. She doesn't know everything. Can you now admit that Charlie Kirk advocated for violence? Paul Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi's husband, got hit in the head with a hammer, almost died. Donald Trump himself, we've talked, or I don't know if I went over that because that was a while ago, but I remember when that happened. He laughed at it, and I'm pretty sure JD Vance put out a meme about it, which is crazy. And then Charlie Kirk, as you just heard Brian say, Charlie Kirk said that we need to donate to the guy that did it. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. Charlie Kirk called for the murder of Joe Biden. Charlie Kirk said blacks were better in the 1940s, but I mean, Charlie Kirk said whenever he sees a black pilot, he said, "Boy, I hope he's qualified." And you want everybody to mourn this guy? Are you serious? And all the people online, they've been so indoctrinated to think that this guy's a Christian man, even though again another place where he's promoted violence. He said the Gaza or the IDF weren't intentionally starving kids in Gaza. That's a lie. That's a point blank lie. The United Nations that came out and said they weren't letting food into Gaza, and that's a war crime. That is by definition starving kids. I mean, the most of the population in Gaza are underage. Okay, so they are starving kids. Like, and you think Charlie Kirk doesn't know that? You think he's ignorant to that? Of course not. Of course not. He is a huge right winger that loved Israel and didn't care about the kids in Gaza because he was all for Israel. I mean, come on, this guy didn't promote violence. Really? No, bro. I mean, come on, bro. This is insane, man. And then all Charlie Kirk did was advocate against black people all the time. And then this woman has a black child. This woman has a black child. We have to remember that, guys. Pray for that black child. Oh my God! How many instances? Is she gonna side against the black people? How many times? You have a black child. What do you think of your black child? Oh my God.
So if he did that, I am in 100% agreement with you. And in fact, came prepared today to talk about this kind of violence and othering on both sides. And I could talk about I believe it was 2016 when Donald Trump talked about people who believe in the Second Amendment going out and taking care of some of these politicians who didn't agree with him, because I think the othering and the demonization and the labeling is devastating our culture, and it is literally getting people killed. So if Charlie did that, then I agree with you on that. I'm unfamiliar with it. I'd have to watch it myself.
So he promoted violence. Thank you.
Right. So Jillian, I appreciate you giving me that answer, but he also said that Michelle Obama and Joy Reid don't have the processing brain power to be taken seriously. He called gay people destructive. He said Taylor Swift should submit to her husband. He also said that he blamed Jewish money for ruining America. Again, let me preface this by saying, everyone.
I watched a lot of
that might be true. That last part might be true.
I watched a lot of that stuff, and that's mischaracterized. And when he was talking about DEI, it actually is, and I'm more than happy to send you numerous videos where Charlie talks about the conservative movement and how there is absolutely room for people who are gay, and goes on to admonish somebody.
Dave Rubin himself has said that Charlie Kirk always criticized him on that, just by the way.
Or not. He talks about Dave Rubin. He talks about Peter Thiel.
I didn't say he hates Dave Rubin, but
I'm giving you the exact words out of his mouth. I happen to be a woman. I am married
Jillian, just let me respond.
You don't want
10 seconds.
Okay.
Jillian. No, Jillian, I just want 10 seconds respectfully. Thank you. I'm sure that Charlie Kirk has said a lot of nice things about a lot of people. But I'm sure he said a lot of nice things about people, but that doesn't take away the bad things that he said also. I played those videos on my show yesterday. I didn't take them out of context. These are
okay.
I didn't take them out of context. Okay, so explain to me when Charlie Kirk says that blacks were better off in the 1940s and that the Civil Rights Act should not have been passed.
I actually can explain that in detail.
Please.
I can explain that in detail. There's an hour and 22-minute long podcast where he dives into it. And what he goes on to talk about is that the intentions of the Civil Rights Act were fantastic, the desire for equal opportunity, but that because it was so broad and so vague, it made room for things like demanding equal outcomes. He cites a case where teachers in New York have to take a basic standardized test, okay? And this started in the 1980s and the 1990s. Unfortunately, Black and Hispanic teachers didn't pass at the same rate that whites and Asians did. Now, instead of looking at why is this happening, where is the disparity, how can we fix this, what's broken with the system, years later, New York as a state was sued because these teachers failed at disproportionate rates and had to pay $1 billion. He's turning around.
Here, this is let me do this in another structure. This is what Charlie Kirk is saying. This is what she's saying. He's saying. This would be like me saying, the United States getting into World War II to save the Jews was a mistake, because 100 years later, they are now doing their own genocide in Gaza. Or, I mean, they've really been oppressing Palestinians for years now, and they even kicked some of them out when they created Israel. But that would be me going around saying, oh, we shouldn't have saved the Jews, because later on, they started doing these war crimes. Now they're all doing war crimes, and now the Jews are bad. So we should have let the Jews die. I mean, that's just so broad. I cannot put that us saving these people, now that it has this problem now, the thing was bad. No, I'm not going to go around and say us helping out the Jews in the 1940s and killing this dictator that was killing Jews was bad. I'm never going to say that. But Charlie Kirk will come on here and say, oh, the Civil Rights Act was bad. And they were literally lynching black people before the 1960s, and whatever they did to the Jews, they were doing to black people for 250 years. Okay, so I mean, this is literally crazy. Literally crazy. Doesn't make any sense. This thing is just she's literally doing the same thing. She's doing the same thing. What she's saying the Civil Rights Act did. Which is it was too broad. Now you are now saying things too broadly of, oh, black people, the Civil Rights Act was bad. That's broad. Okay, you need to say maybe since she thinks DI is bad, I don't think DI is bad, so I'm not gonna say the Civil Rights Act was bad at all. But if you think the DI is bad somehow, because you're crazy again, obviously. But if you think it was bad, then you could just say the DEI today is just bad. I don't know why you have to come to the Civil Rights Act. It doesn't make any sense, guys.
Saying this is crazy. This is insane. I happen to agree. That's crazy, and it doesn't fix what's actually broken. So you don't think
the Civil Rights Act should have been passed?
This is the point. Using outlier.
And then he jumps in here. I wish he really didn't. I mean, can you answer that question? So you don't think the Civil Rights Act was passed? Well, should have been passed. Charlie Kirk doesn't think so. Charlie Kirk doesn't think the Civil Rights Act should have been passed. He doesn't. Like, I mean, this is crazy. That's crazy. Not what you said is crazy. That's crazy. You don't think the Civil Rights Act should have been passed, and you have a black child. I'm not putting words in her mouth, but I mean, that is what she is insinuating, and obviously what her argument is for.
Cases to paint a broad spectrum of a group of people.
He outright says that first of all, Charlie doesn't even believe in race. He goes on to talk about how it's a social construct. He goes on to praise Martin Luther King's position that we shouldn't judge men on the color of their skin, but on the quality of their character.
You mean the same Martin Luther King who he vilified?
Do you know what he vilified
him over? What are we talking about?
What the fuck? That was my exact reaction. Now that I think of it, I forgot. That was my exact reaction when I first heard it. Like, dude, that Charlie Kirk shit on MLK all day. You probably all heard the videos. MLK was a bad person. I think MLK was a bad person. And then you go compare him to MLK. The only thing him and MLK have even similar to each other is they both got killed by a white guy. Like that is the only thing that you can compare the two to, bro. I mean, that's insane. That's literally insane, bro.
Let me answer you. Let me answer you. Actually.
Also, is this the same Jeffree Star that said the N-word and called black women nappy-headed?
You don't want the answer.
I know this can't be the same Jeffree Star.
Let me answer.
One thing, it is funny. I looked that up before. We didn't get into anything of him saying anything, but he did definitely say that. He definitely said the N-word. It's on camera. Go Google it.
I've never said that.
Please stop. Bullface lie.
We literally have it on video.
That's all they've done this whole
his
show.
Top criticism of MLK.
He literally just made that up.
This is actually the most interesting. Oh my God.
Google it.
His top.
I hear what you're saying, Jillian. I absolutely understand what you're saying.
You don't let me tell you his top criticism. His top criticism.
How are you going to tell me what he said? We've seen what he said. I'm very familiar with Charlie Kirk. I was a part of Turning.
Clearly,
I was literally a part of Turning Point USA at one point. So I'm very familiar with it.
So tell me,
but the problem is the scrutiny
the
that the issue that I have is that the scrutiny that you're levying.
Say it? Because it's totally antithetical to your narrative.
It's not about antithetical. It's about as far as fact checking.
Then let me say it.
Did you fact check anything that he said?
I listened to it this morning.
Did you fact check anything that he said? I didn't ask that. I asked, did you fact check anything that he said?
Every
Piers,
single
can this like be muted?
Yeah, I don't really know what we're getting to because every time she tries to explain to you.
Listen, I'm just gonna cut it there, man. I feel like this is definitely getting long. I'm sorry, but I mean, there's just too much to get into, man. I'm sorry, it's getting long. I feel like this is like 30 minutes, but I mean, just listen to her. She has a black child. Charlie Kirk didn't believe in race. What? Charlie Kirk didn't believe in race. Charlie Kirk would sit in there on Jubilee. All he said is, blacks were better off in the 1940s. How does he not believe in race if he says black people were better off when they were oppressed? That doesn't make any sense. When I see a black pilot, I'm going to think if they're qualified or not. Oh, but he doesn't believe in race? He doesn't believe in race? What? Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. Jillian Michaels, you're done, man. Every time I see her, bro, it's something, her downplaying some type of race thing, her trying to justify some weird just weird race thing. Like I just don't understand why every time I see your face is it slavery, and now it's you defending blacks were better off in the 1940s statement by Charlie Kirk, or the Civil Rights Act was bad. You're trying to defend that thing from Kirk. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I don't understand, bro. I'm done. Like, Jillian Michaels, you're done. Like, please do better. Somebody, please, we all need to pray for that black child tonight. Please. I'm not joking. Please. It's crazy, man.